All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking Pittsburgh Steelers, folks. Get your engines started because this offense is going to look so much better this upcoming season. It's not even funny. It really isn't even funny, especially if you're like a Ravens fan or any AFC fan. Russell Wilson, Justin Fields paired up with fresh offensive coordinator Arthur Smith. Quick question. Is that the same Arthur Smith that led Ryan Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans offense to a 12-5 season? It is. It is. That's crazy, man. So Arthur Smith, in my opinion, is one of the more under-recognized moves that the Pittsburgh Steelers have made this past offseason. Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, we're seeing reports. There was like some random NFL executive that was saying, if Russell Wilson doesn't play well, he could be cut and Justin Fields could be the guy. Like that, take all of this with a grain of salt. We're still in the offseason. It's still a period where you got to take everything with a grain of salt here. Obviously, like Russell Wilson picked the Pittsburgh Steelers. He decided to come to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he's going to be QB1. And maybe if he struggles in the first month of the season, maybe if you're like a month and a half into the season, the Pittsburgh Steelers are 1-5 or 2-4, yeah, maybe then he will be cut. But folks, at the end of the day, Russell Wilson offers this Pittsburgh Steelers offense so much more, unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, than Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky, and Mason Rudolph combined offered Pittsburgh last season. And I understand it. The Matt Canada firing, this team is... The Pittsburgh Steelers went like over 3 calendar years without having a 400-yard game. Folks, I've watched like the damn Saints play the Falcons and like a early Jordan Love play the Falcons, and both teams are clearing 400 yards. Like, change needed to come. But if I told any Steelers fans 1 month ago that 1 month to the day you would have Justin Fields and Russell Wilson as your starting quarterbacks, or your 2 quarterbacks on your roster rather, you'd be licking your chops. And that's exactly what Steelers fans are doing right now. But guys, before we get any further into today's video, if you enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Steelers fans, as always, you're blessing the videos, you're blessing the channel. I love you guys so much. Seriously, I'm going to buy a Justin Fields Pittsburgh Steelers jersey, even if he never plays a damn snap in a starting regular season game. I appreciate you guys so much. If you're trying to get this video to 500 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. So here's the bottom line. I don't need to, because we've been doing this for months. The Pittsburgh Steelers, the 28th ranked offense last season, the 5th worst passing offense in the league last year, change needed to come. And Matt Canada gets fired, and you run it with Kenny Pickett, and he has a career game against the Cincinnati Bengals. But unfortunately, he goes down with an injury, and you go to like Mitch Trubisky, and then you finally end up with Mason Rudolph, and he rattles off 3 straight wins, gets your team into the playoffs. The Pittsburgh Steelers, even trading away Deontay Johnson, by the way, and we've talked about this in every Steelers video in the last couple of weeks, don't be surprised if they sign a Tyler Boyd. Don't be surprised if they sign a Michael Thomas. They're not done in free agency. I know this concluded the second week of free agency. Pittsburgh's not done. They're not done offensively. But folks, having Arthur Smith as the offensive coordinator, I think is kind of like this sneaky sleeper move. Like, obviously with Steelers fans going from Matt Canada to Arthur Smith, it's a huge upgrade. And I get it. The last couple of seasons, Art Smith being head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, especially with like Desmond Ridder, Marcus Mariota, Taylor Heineke, like it was not good. It just was not good. But at the end of the day, when you take that job being an offensive coordinator to the head coach and you don't have a freaking quarterback, typically things go poorly. Arthur Smith, in my opinion, is perfectly designed to be an offensive coordinator because he's got such a great offensive mind. We go back to the Tennessee Titans 12-win season. We go back to his entire tenure with the Tennessee Titans, where he got Ryan Tannehill playing as a Pro Bowl quarterback, and the Tennessee Titans winning goddamn not only divisions, but literally the AFC. They were the number 1 seed a couple of years ago. So in general, on paper, Russell Wilson with Arthur Smith is destined to work. Maybe it's not going to be this, and it won't be this crazy 38 touchdown, 8 interception season from Russell Wilson, but Russell Wilson will be your starting quarterback. As much as I love Jordan Fields, oh my God. As much as I love Justin Fields, I thought this comparison was so funny. We always say on this channel, like a stale bag of chips. Somebody said they traded for Justin Fields for a cup of coffee. That works perfectly as well. The good news is we knew Mike Tomlin, Omar Khan, the con artist himself, we knew that these guys wanted to have a competitive quarterback room. But if I told, like we were just saying, if I told a Steelers fan 1 month ago that you would have Russell Wilson and Justin Fields on your roster 1 month ago, you'd lose your effing mind. And Steelers fans, obviously, you guys are so hyped about this, as you should be. It's going to be more efficient. It's going to be more effective. What Arthur Smith does with his quarterbacks outside of maybe Atlanta, because it was a mess. The quarterbacks in Atlanta in Arthur Smith's entire tenure as the head coach for the Atlanta Falcons were a complete and utter mess. You got to be looking at Ryan Tannehill with the Tennessee Titans, thinking Russell Wilson with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and licking their chops. And one sneaky move that Pittsburgh made, that even in my last Steelers video, I didn't even see this. This got lost into the abyss. They picked up Van Jefferson. Such an intriguing player. This past year, he split it with Atlanta and the Rams. It was such an underwhelming season. 20 catches, 209 yards, only averaging 10.5 yards per carry, or reception, I should say. That's solid. I guess that's solid yards per reception stats. You get what I'm saying? If we go back 2 years ago, in 2021, Van Jefferson, 50 catches, 802 yards, 16 yards per catch, and 6 total touchdowns. That's just a really nice sleeper move. Allen Robinson, it didn't work out. It didn't work out in the slightest. And, I know a couple of days ago, before Mike Williams officially got signed, we were talking, or traded, or whatever the hell happened. We're talking about Mike Williams coming on over to Pittsburgh. We've been talking about a couple of wide receiver twos coming to Pittsburgh. No matter who it's going to be, Tyler Boyd or whoever, Pittsburgh's not done in free agency / the trade market before the draft. They're also going to address wide receiver in the draft, because it's a loaded wide receiver draft class. So you gotta love what this team, and folks, by the way, I see the comments. I get it. They need some moves at the offensive line. Good news is this. The Pittsburgh Steelers, what are their two big concerns? What are their two big needs right now? Right now, wide receiver and offensive line. What is this draft, quote unquote, loaded with? Oh, offensive linemen and wide receivers. So Pittsburgh, in general, on paper, with Arthur Smith and Russell Wilson / Justin Fields and all these weapons offensively, they're looking really good. But it's going to be, in my opinion, better than you think. Mike Tomlin's never had a losing season as the head coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Why would this year be any different? Russell Wilson threw for 26 passing touchdowns last year. The Pittsburgh Steelers have 25 passing touchdowns combined as a franchise in the last 2 seasons. Don't underestimate this team. You guys get it. That's it for today's rant. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. If you want more Steelers videos, let me know down below. But also let me know, if you were Omar Khan, what move would you make right now? Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you soon.